Hey, Hampshire chemistry students, just going to do a couple density problems. Remember, yesterday we already did number 1 and number 3 together as a class. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some additional problems just in case you have any trouble with them. So not actually doing all the problems for you, but kind of giving you some hints, some tips, some tricks to do those. Remember, the answers are on the bottom of this Google Doc, which is behind me. Remember, you are uploading your handwritten work into this document by using the insert image camera icon and taking a picture of your work and uploading it to each of these problems. Also remember, because I already gave you the answers, I need to see your work. So when I'm doing my work, your work should look similar to it in terms of breaking out your variables and then using your rearranged equation to solve the problem. All right, so I'm gonna hop on over to my dot cam. Everything should be back here. I'll zoom in and I think we'll be good. So we did 1 and 3 the other day. Let's take a look at a question like number 4. All right, if you look at question 4, remember, when we are doing these problems, we are always picking out our variables, right? So what is my density? What is my mass? What is my volume? You know, these are all very important things. So density, as you read the problem, it's right there, 1.60 grams per milliliter. Mass, what is my mass? We have our unit grams right there, so that is my mass, 35.2 grams. That means that I must be looking for my volume then, right? And there you go, find the volume. So that's what we don't know. All right, find the volume. So you must, that is your first step. You must be picking out your variables and connecting the numbers to those variables. So as you guys recall, this is our equation to solve any density type problem. Now here, I'm trying to solve for volume. So I need to get volume by itself. From yesterday, we already worked on manipulating our equation. So this one should look very similar to what we did in number 3. Right? We rearranged our equation in number 3 to solve for volume. All right, so that should be something that we are pretty familiar with. So we rearrange our equation to have V equals M over D. Then I'm simply going to plug in my numbers for mass and density, and you're just dividing. All right, it is very straightforward. So most of the problems on the front, very straightforward. Again, make sure that you are inserting your image. So should be straightforward. On the back side though, on the next page, the problems get a little bit more difficult. Here, we are looking at finding the volume of each. All right, so again, we're going to rearrange this equation to look like question 3, question 4. This is what our density equation needs to look like. Here it talks about measuring some different acids, but we're measuring out a certain mass of acids. So it's just saying what volume will those acids take up. All right, so it's pretty straightforward once we kind of take a step back and look at that. Question 7 and question 8 are just a little tricky because I did not give you a volume directly. Density, mass, volume. So if you look at question 7 and you read through it, it tells you that the density of lead is 11.34 grams per centimeter cubed. The question is, find the mass, right? Calculate the mass. And then if you read through this, it doesn't directly give you volume, but it does tell you that it's a rectangular block. It's 2 by 3 by 4.5 centimeters. So from geometry, we know that 2 centimeters times 3 centimeters times 4.5 centimeters gives us an answer in centimeters cubed. 2 times 3 times 4.5 gives me 27. Writing a little too big here. 27 centimeters cubed. Had to switch to a skinny little pen here. All right, 27 centimeters cubed. This is going to be your volume, right? So you're going to take this volume and this density, and you're going to solve for mass using your equation. So rearrange your equation to solve for mass. This is like the problem we did yesterday, problem number 1, right? Where we rearranged our equation to get mass by itself. But you had to take a step first, all right? So when you're looking at word problems, what do you need to do to get to where you need to be? Question number 8, same idea. We have a cube here. To find the volume of a cube, the length, the width, the height, they're all the same. So if the length, width, and height are all the same, you would just multiply that, or you could just cube it, right? Multiply together, and then you're going to get your volume. This problem gives you your mass already. So we are looking for density. So you're actually just going to use the density equation because you're solving for density. All right, so once you find your mass, once you find your volume, you already have your mass, you can find density. Last thing then, number 9. Number 9 looks like a lot, but it's really not a lot. So you have some aluminum, you put it on the scale, so there's your mass. You go ahead and use the water displacement method to find the volume. So what that is you take like a graduated cylinder, you look at the volume, you drop your irregular object in there, like this pen or whatever it is, and the volume's gonna go up, right? So the difference in the volume, is the volume of the aluminum. That should make sense, right? You have a graduated cylinder with water, you read it, I dropped my pen in there, the water went up, I reread it, that pen must have the same volume as the difference of the water level. Again, we're just doing the density equation. You are given the mass. If you look at the difference of the volumes, you now have your volume. You are calculating the density of that. Finally, there is a bonus question. Have fun with the bonus question. I like to put extra little questions on homework for a little bonus, for some extra credit, if you will. So if you are still lost and still have trouble with any of these density problems, please reach out to me through email. These things are going to be due, try and get them done today. But if not, these are going to be due on Monday. Have fun. Have a nice weekend. And I'll see you on Monday.